Hey guys, Jamie here from Pinetree Line, and today we're going to do an unboxing of the 17-inch tabletop griddle with hood. Okay, we're opening it up here. Alright, so we got some instructions here. Well, looks like we got the grease tray. Let's see how they package. Looks like they packaged it pretty good. Lots of styrofoam. So we got the handle here. And, okay, so it looks like they got most of it put together already with the styrofoam. Alright, so which is probably the best way to do this now? There we go.
That's it for the box.
Thanks, Doug. Okay. There's the valve. So they did a pretty good job packaging it, and most of it's already together. Let's take this one. So it's the exact same thing as the original 17-inch. The burner is the same. Got a single H burner with single igniter. So the grease tray goes in the back. That's a huge improvement over the old one. So we got the feet here for it too. Oh, there's the feet. The grease tray. And there we go. Feet are all lined up. Except this one here. There we go. Okay. Feet are all lined up good. Legs are on. Oh, so the handle's already got the screws on it. Okay, so now we're just going to remove the rubber off of that. Install the propane valve. Now with this, what I like to do is the same as the old original one that I have, is that I'll get it almost tight, snugged up, and then just before it tightens, I'll just give it a turn, and I like to have it like that, facing that way, and then I usually put my hose or my bottle in from the back. So get it tight, almost tight, and then just push down, snug it up. That's it. That's all you have to do. Big difference here. We have the 17 older model and the 17 newer model with the hood. But not only that, the grease tray. Grease tray is a big difference here in the two models. Now in the older version here, the grease tray is at the front, which I wasn't always a big fan of. There's a couple reasons. I don't like while I was cooking and I was trying to actually bring the grease towards me to go into the tray, which I don't think is very safe. Not only that, is that after time, this actual tray started to creep out a lot. So I found myself having to adjust to push it back in and having to actually keep the front a lot higher so that didn't fall out, which is not ideal because you wanted the grease to go towards the tray. Now, the newer one, having the grease tray at the back, you got a nice little handle here for the tray itself that sits in the back. And you're actually not losing that cooking space, because here on the older model, because of where the drain is through the cooktop, you're actually losing a cooking area. Here you got a lot more space and you're actually pushing it away from you, which is ideal. I think that's a really huge improvement for Blackstone. The lid, it opens nice. It's very smooth, very lightweight. And your control knob in the front, it's got these little finger tabs to help you push, but the other one does not have it. It still has the single H burner in it with 12,500 BTUs as the old one. Now, the one thing about the new Blackstone that I did notice is that there's a bigger gap in between underneath, just above the burner. Now, with the old one, I always had issues out in the bush when we were doing videos because it was getting a lot of cold air and wind through the bottom, and we actually built a wooden case for the outside of it to try and stop it from the cold air to get the cooktop up to temperature a lot easier.
The one thing I've learned about using the Blackstone is that when something starts to cook a little bit too quick on you, kick it to the side, out of the way. It'll still keep it warm, it's still cooking, but at a slower rate. Up here is where your main heat is. That's why I flip the onions and I put them up the top so I can get them going a little quicker. The bigger Blackstones, when you got dual burner, then you keep the one side on low, keep the other side higher, you kick your food off to one side. That's just learning your griddle and where the heat is.
With this one here, I can see there's even a bigger gap, so that might be an issue, but I'll find out when I start to use it. Other than that, all in all, it's basically the exact same griddle, but this one's got a hood to cook with. The grease tray is at the rear, which I think is a great improvement. The propane hookup is exactly the same as the older version, and the indicator knob's a little bit different. So all in all, I think Blackstone, I think they did a really good job improving this because it did need a hood. The old one, I always had to use a melting pot lid to melt anything that I was steaming with, cheese, whatever I have. The new one, I hope it's going to be a great improvement with that. So there's a third 17-inch model that has a hood, but it's a removable hood. It's similar to one of the 36-inch models where it actually comes off the griddle and it rests on the back of it. You can't cook with it. This one here you can. So that's a big difference between the three 17-inch models. Another thing with the newer model, it has locking pins to help the griddle top stay in position. This one does not, where I can actually grab it and I can lift it. There's no locking pins on this one. But with this one here, the newer model, I can't lift it because there's a locking pin in it, which I think that's a great improvement too. Because you never know, somebody might bump it by accident, and the last thing you want to do is have that lid come off on you. Now, with the older model, it's a little bit more portable because I can take the top and I can spin it around and I can drop it. You take the valve off the side of it and you can actually put it into one of my carrying cases. I can zip it up and I can take this. It's pretty portable. The newer model, unfortunately, you can't do that because it's got the hood on it. So you can't take it off and flip it over and put it in the case. This is the way you're going to travel with it. So unless you plan on taking the top off of it and you travel with two pieces, that's the way you're going to have to travel with it. So you got to take that in consideration. It's a lot more portable, the older one, than the newer one. Thanks for watching today, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. We check out our Blackstone playlist. We got lots of great videos from Blackstone. We've been a big fan of Blackstone for many years. And stick around. We're going to get to use this new Blackstone really soon. Thanks.